Hello traders, in today's video we're going to be using distill.io to create a handy dandy tool that I think you guys will find quite useful. Let's dive in. Alright traders, let's dive in. So what we're going to be doing today is I want you to get any Binance Futures trader that you want. It doesn't matter actually if you have a Binance Futures account or if you don't. You can still do what you're doing by just following my directions here. So you find a trader. So I'm looking at Kumbaya 12. He shares his positions, right? And what I want to do is web scrape this. So to do that, I'm going to open distill.io, select parts of page. We go down to his positions. I'm going to click this. Save selections. Now what this does is it allows you to see all of the changes over time of this guy's positions. Now here, I would name it like Kumbaya 12 positions. Great. And then here you can schedule how often you want it to check. So let's say it's every 1 minute, and then we click save. And then you can also add conditions and actions if you so choose. So when I click save, now we have Kumbaya 12's positions. And it is, right now I have it deactivated because I didn't want during this recording for it to constantly blow up my computer, but that is really basically how you do it. So that is how you can web scrape any trader who is sharing their positions, how you can do it. Now let's talk about how to trade off of this because I found this fascinating, just so interesting. After I had access to all these people's positions, I found just a ton of patterns. One of them is this. Look at what happened here. So at this point, at 12:07, we know that this guy's in 6 positions, right? But then the next one, they're not in link, and then they're not in SNX. They exited their SNX long at a loss, and they exited their link long probably at a slight gain. Now, the typical thing that happens with most traders is when they exit a trade, loss or profit, the market tends to continue going in the direction that they would have profited from had they stayed in the trade. So let me show you an example of what this means. So we know at the time 1709 UTC, they exited Link and they exited, SNX, the new coin. Go take a look at what happened at 1209 when this guy exited. So he exited right here. He sold and price went up another 1%. Okay? That's just a typical thing that happens and that I've noticed from a lot of traders who share their positions, that they exit at bad times and then you can kind of just take advantage of this. Not always doing this, but sometimes when they exit, that's sometimes actually not a terrible time to get in. Again, you don't want to always do this, just if you're, bullish or bearish on it. And then he also exited here at 1209 and we'll see if price goes any higher. So this is one way that you can trade. By looking at when people exit and then taking the trade after they exit. That's just one method you do have. Another method that's probably more powerful is you look for a very large trader in an altcoin and you look for where he's trapped. So a lot of the times these traders with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars might be trapped at certain price levels. This guy is definitely not that. His P&L is not showing hundreds of thousands, but let's say a guy like Waro. Let's see. Oh yeah, this guy's got large sizes, but it's not really small altcoins. Let's see this guy. He entered on EOS and he's in profit. Man, these guys are making bank. Seriously. Oh, look at this is fascinating. He was in BNB and then he exited BNB. He was in BNB this morning and then late at night, last night, and then he exited this morning, as you can see, and this guy just hasn't made any trades. So what I would want to look at, let's look at Waro, actually. I want to see if this guy was in any more trades, and I can just you can keep clicking show more to just see more history, as you can see here. And this time right here is very important. Last position update, guys, tells you the last time that they either added or subtracted from any of their positions, where they touched any of their positions, okay? So I know that it's been quite some time since this guy's held any positions, but still, I want to see where this guy's trapped. So this guy's trapped on VET. So unfortunately, it doesn't really tell me more, numbers to actually tell me exactly where he entered and exactly what the mark price is, but I think he probably went long, and VET went against him. We can go look at that. Yeah, I think he might have gone long around up here, and then look at this. He probably went long up here, and then VET moved against him. And you can kind of just see just how the market moves such that it doesn't let individual traders exit their positions. That's just something kind of dirty that the market does. Another pretty well-known guy, Mean Boo, except all of his are in profit. And this is the kind of thing I like to look at. When you see a trader who is quite talented and who tends to pick bottoms and tops quite well, you can trade with him. You know, it doesn't mean that every one of his trades is going to be, you know, spot on, but this guy's pretty good. He has pretty good stats, and I think he just knows the market pretty well, and he holds at good times too, typically, and that's why he's up like $150,000 today or something like that. 150, 200,000, just casually. I don't know if it's a hedge fund or a prop firm or just an individual guy trading with 5 mil. Who knows? But 150K in profit is 150K in profit, right? And the smaller traders, I will have to say, I typically like to trade against them on my little like distill.io heat map. So this guy, I know that he is still trapped at SNX. Now remember the other guy who was trapped on SNX, he entered at 5.62 and he exited at about 5.5, right? That was a signal probably that we might want to buy in the short term. He exited around 5.5, yeah. But the other guy, he's not a big trader, but he is trapped at about 5.61. Now what that means is that if price does climb up to 5.6, 5.61, I might actually want to short SNX. The reason I say that is because I know that this guy's trapped and that the very second that price goes just slightly in his favor, he'll probably want to sell, which is supply in the market. So that's really what I'm looking for here, guys. And to boil down kind of all of the craziness that I'm showing you into just direct strategies to tell you right now, one is looking when traders get stopped out of positions or take profit, the market tends to just continue going in their direction where they would have made more profit or where they would have lost less if they took a loss. Two, you look at very, very large traders' bias. So if a very large trader is super successful, like this guy Mean Boo, then typically we want to trade more with him and less against him. And three, if there is a large or a small trader or a collection, even better, of smaller or large traders who are trapped on a certain asset at a certain price, what tends to happen is that the price tends to go against them. What happened actually this morning, and I was watching it the entire morning, is I was looking at my heat map like I showed you guys on distill.io, and I saw two traders, both of which who I showed you, buying here. A lot of them were buying around this area right here. So because so many of them were buying here, look at that. Price just wasn't able to come to go rescue them. And one of the guys got out, as you can see. He sold. The other guy's still in, though. And it's just when you see all of those traders buying or selling at a certain price point, that tends to make me almost always want to do just the opposite of those guys. And you can see direct trapping modes of the market. Because, yes, they had entered in the 5.61 to 5.62 range on longs, which is around there. And you could have shorted on the retest here, or you could have shorted here. And I'm still looking like maybe if price can go back above 5.6, that might be another good short. I got all of that just for my third strategy of looking for break-even, looking for traders' break-even points who are at a loss and then trying to trade against them. My goal with this kind of thing that I'm doing right here is to get just dozens and dozens and dozens of people, maybe even hundreds, have all of them here, have certain actions and conditions that will alert me if there's any position changes, and then just be able to mentally know what other traders are doing. Because I actually am leaning more toward individual trader sentiment than group trader sentiment. As strange as that sounds, I've actually found that there is just some wonderful strategy to trading with and trading against individual traders in an immediate sense where this data is not delayed, you get it immediately. There's something to it that I found quite helpful, especially if you're trying to trade against in certain situations. So with that, do whatever you want with this. I've now shown you how to do distill.io alerts by just doing the kind of method that I showed you here. Hopefully this doesn't crash my computer, but I'm going to turn this back on. And you're going to see a lot of updates. And to end this video, oh, here we go. You can see it's checking everyone right now. I didn't want to activate this during the video because I thought that it was going to lag me like crazy. But we'll see. All right, let's see what these guys did. So last changed is what we want to look for. That means that they're in positions. So let's go see what beef classmate buy did. This guy has done nothing. Okay, not that interesting. This guy has, what has he done? Nothing really. Oh, no, still nothing. Kumbaya, have you done anything interesting? No, not really. He's still at a loss on a few of these, so it might be a not terrible idea to short where he's break even, because he's long at a loss, or to short XTZ at where he's break even, or to short XLM where he went long and we could go short there maybe. He also has a pretty, not a pretty large ETH position, but that is a guaranteed seller, so you could use that as well. This guy, what have you done? Oh, he just entered into a new coin. This guy just went either long or short on SXP. So I'm going to be looking for any trapping moves that occur, which means if price jolts up and he's trapped in a short, that's a pretty good sign for me to buy. If price jolts down and he's trapped in a long, that's a pretty good sign for me to short. As dirty as that sounds, it's just a profitable way to trade. This guy, yeah, Mean Boo's done nothing. Nothing's really changed. Anything from these guys that I don't know of or haven't talked about? Nah. Kumbaya, do you have anything for me? No. Nurzol, already checked you, yeah. His SXP, so he clearly went long, guys, right? Because he entered at 398 and the price at 397, he has a loss, so he went long on SXP. Interesting. So I will add that to my little map here. My little map of doom, I guess. Maybe he had entered about at where price is, so maybe price just can't really go much higher in the short term, or maybe we even see something like this to shake him out. You know, we'll see. So you can do whatever you want with this information. I love it. I've been trading with this a lot more maybe than I should. Or maybe, is this going to go above 4 for stop loss on and then go back down? Or am I just completely wrong and this guy's going to make gajillions? We'll see. Oops. So yeah, as I've been saying, I've been happy to trade this way, just kind of trading against traders, trading with certain traders, learning where people went long, like this guy just went long on at this price here, learning why they went long. And then if you want to take this a step further, you can. You can even, if you would like, find individual trader patterns. You might watch one trader who always puts really tight stop losses, and you can exploit that. You might see one trader who 90% of the time picks the right coin to buy at the right time or to short. You can exploit that. You might find one guy who always takes profit when price just goes slightly beyond his break even. You can totally take advantage of that. So there are all these patterns when you watch these guys time and time again, you know, through the crystal ball, through the snow globe or whatever it is, you know, if you get my analogy, that you can just learn about people's patterns and then learn how to exploit the patterns. Because I think that if you can exploit people's patterns, then you can exploit the market's patterns. Because the market is just a collection of people's patterns. With that, happy trading, and go make something good of this.